So that's it. With the final whistle blown, the final score was Rangers 1, Celtic 5. We got our asses handed to us, and it feels even worse this time because this was at Ibrox. It's not the start of the season; it's the end of the season. You know, results slowly improved. We even got them to a draw, but you know they beat us 2-0. Now they've beaten us 5-1 again, and it just seems like we've fallen all the way back to the beginning, as bad as we were previously. We've been saying it for ages now. All of the fans on social media, even Celtic fans, have been saying, you know, Dave King needs to invest, or nothing's going to happen. We need a clear out, and that was, you know, more clear than ever today. I just hope that Kai Genia is backed by Dave King, you know, financially, because he's only got the crap to work with at the moment. He may have got his tactics wrong a couple of times, but I wouldn't have a clue. I would not know what to do with that team. Their heads go down so easily. You know, starting off with 1-0 in the 5th minute, Miles Bierman, he had a ridiculous challenge on Patrick Roberts. Roberts was trying to dance his way out of the box, maybe turn around and swing it across, who knows, but Bierman didn't let him do that. He just hacked him out, going for the ball, but took out his legs completely. That led to a Scott Sinclair penalty, which Scott Sinclair, you know, tucked into the right-hand corner. And as a Rangers fan, there's no complaints about the fact it was a penalty, but that challenge was highly inexperienced, but it was from a young player, so what more can you expect? And then Lee Griffiths in the 20th minute, he then punished us as well. He was running down the left-hand side of the box, picks his head up, and sweetly connects with the ball and just goes diagonally across Wes Fotheringham. Fotheringham managed to get a slight touch, but I really feel like he wasn't 100% today. Sure, he saved us on a couple of occasions, but just some things he did weren't quite up to scratch, and there were rumours circulating saying he wasn't 100% match fit and that Ormwick was likely to get the nod, but I mean, Ormwick's been quiet since we signed him, so I cannot see him having a future with Rangers at the moment. You know, if he's not getting a nod against a not match fit keeper, then what are you going to do? And the third goal for Celtic was by McGregor. That's his second goal against us in 6 days, obviously in 2 games. And then Celtic's fourth came from Boyata, which was a header, which was quite annoying because Boyata did so many challenges, like pushing people over, kneeing them, and then flattening them to the floor whilst he was on a yellow card, drawing attention to himself, which wasn't capitalised upon, but that happens in football and it happens to us a couple of times. And then in the 80th minute, our player of the season, Kenny Miller, scored his 10th Rangers goal in an Old Firm, and of course that's his 11th overall, but we're not going to say who the other club that he scored for was. And it was lovely. It was a nice 1-2 play, slotted you know, pass to his player and then runs through the Celtic defence to retrieve the ball and then finishes it nicely. And it was infuriating seeing that goal scored, because if that can happen in the late stage of the game when 4's already been put past you, why can't it happen at the start, you know? But we were just outclassed today. Defence, midfield, attack, Celtic had our number. There was nothing that we could do. I feel like we maybe could have improved our performance if our players' heads didn't go down so easily, but there's not much I can say. And then as if 4-1 wasn't bad enough, 1-4 at home wasn't bad enough, Lustig then turns into Messi. You know, he dances around challenges and he slots the ball with lovely finesse and curve round past Fotheringham to make it 1-5. And that's the second time this season that the score has been 5-1 between Rangers and Celtic. And it hurts all the more this time. Of course it does. It was our land, it was our turf. The last game we played them, we lost 2-0. Before that, it was 1-0. Things were seemingly getting better from that 5-1, but now it's just as bad as it was before. And we can't really complain about Keenan this time because he wasn't playing. The defence didn't really... sounds stupid. The defence didn't defend. The midfield didn't really track back and help out. Tavernier, once again, was lost on positioning. However, I do feel like he had a couple of good moments in the game. Martin Wycon had this one superb touch and turn, but there was a couple of chances he could have finished, which he failed to, which, you know, isn't out of the ordinary. Wycon is a lost man at the moment. He's got no confidence whatsoever. And then at half-time, Joe Doddy was subbed off for Andy Halliday. Doddy doesn't seem to sprint. He doesn't seem to put that much effort into it, but we've seen that he can be dangerous. So the most annoying thing about doing these videos and thinking about Rangers and talking about Rangers is our players just don't show consistency. If they all played to the best of their ability, we'd have put up a great fight in that game. But they just didn't. They weren't up for it. And before the game, rumours were circulating saying that, you know, Kai Genia said that the players could only have 9 days off for summer, and that interrupted in Lee Wallace's and Joe Garner's weddings, and a HR complaint was made. But does that mean that he's lost a dressing room? Are the players, you know, half-arsing it at the moment? I'm not too sure if it matter, you know, at the start of next season if they are, you know, lost, because half of them will be gone, I hope, by that point anyway. I'm really hoping for a clear out. I haven't said it yet on YouTube because negativity breeds negativity, but what are you meant to do? You know, a performance like that, losing 5-1 at home, it's just ridiculous, particularly when you know you can draw with that team and you know you can play games where you don't concede that many. So why does it have to be 5-1 this time round? It's ridiculous. And of course, yeah, as mentioned, Dodu was subbed off for Halliday, and Halliday, the first thing he did was give the ball away. And whilst I do have a lot of respect for Halliday and I do like him, he's a Rangers fan, and I do believe we need that passion in the team, I just feel like, look, if you're not good enough, just stay away from the team for now. But like I said, I cannot stand it when people slate the guy to pieces, but it's your opinion. You know, you go to the games far more than I do, so I can understand the passion there as well. Of course, if you agree or disagree with anything here, then make sure that you comment below. But I'm lost for words. I'm absolutely gutted, and I'm sure that everyone else is as well, apart from Celtic fans, because you know, today belongs to them, as it's a common theme, isn't it, this season? And I'm just looking forward to next season. I don't know why I say that, because I don't know how much better it can get, but it can't get much worse than this, surely, anyway. But thank you very much for watching. Head on over to CJ Novo 992, who have a bit more time to do this kind of thing, and you know, he's brilliant at this kind of thing as well. So make sure that you like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and comment your thoughts, whether it's Rangers perspective or Celtic perspective. So thank you very much for watching.